2 years ago, we started together on a journey called Greater. And if you were with us back then you'll remember me asking you to start praying a prayer. God, what do you want to do through me to accomplish your plans, your purposes at Woodbury Lutheran Church? And at the end of that 6 weeks together, we all came together with our responses in 5 different areas where we said, hey, we want to dive deeper into Scripture. We want to dive deeper into small groups or into volunteering, or we're going to make a financial sacrifice to make this happen, or we're going to invite people to come hear about Jesus. And over the last couple of years now, a lot has happened. Lots of great stuff. God continues to work in our midst. The other thing I said to you at that time was the purpose of Greater really was threefold, and here they were. First, to deepen our spiritual relationship with Christ, was to expand our hearts to reach more people for Christ, and thirdly, to embrace our willingness to sacrifice for His purpose. And as I already mentioned, we've seen this happening in our church. I'll tell you the story about a guy who came up to me a few weeks ago after worship and said, you know what, I've been coming to worship reluctantly for 6 months, but even in the midst of that reluctance, God has been doing something in my heart. And I just know this is the place where I need to be, and I know I need more of His grace. And then there was the young lady who stopped me after worship a few weeks ago and says, hey, my 6-year-old and 8-year-old, they're not baptized. Can they be baptized here? And I said, absolutely. Let's figure out how to make that happen. And then there was the young man who's been worshiping with us for a couple months, not a lot of religious background. And he finally said, hey, I want my first Bible. What kind of Bible should I buy? When we were thinking about how Greater would unfold, those are the stories that we want to hear more and more and more of. And so if you haven't joined on Greater and you want to know more about what it is, you can always give me a call or Pastor Derek a call. We'd be happy to talk to you about it. You've seen all that's happened because of your financial sacrifices, and you've seen what's happened because of your sacrifice of time and talent. And we know that God continues to move and work through them. And so there's two dates I want to make you aware of. The first is November 18th. It's a Wednesday night. 7 p.m. on our Valley Creek campus. We'll gather together for another night of Greater worship and prayer, and we'll hear stories about what God has been doing. And then on November 21st and 22nd, you can grab your response card and bring back your response. And maybe you haven't joined in Greater, or you have joined in one area but not another, and you say, you know what, now's the time I want to be in a small group, or now's the time that I want to start to serve. Go ahead and make that response, and we'll make sure that we get back to you. God continues to do amazing things through His people here at Woodbury Lutheran Church. Thanks for being a part of it, and I look forward to seeing how Greater will unfold over this next year.